Shabbat Shalom, everyone. We'll go ahead and begin to find our seats. Thank you. Thank you. We're going to begin with a blessing over the opportunity to study Torah, to make it a part of who we are. And when it works just right, well, I just got to tell you, it is about as sweet as honey.
Sweet as honey, sweet as honey, sweet as honey on our tongue. Sweet as honey, sweet as honey, sweet as honey on our tongue. Baruch atah Adonai. במצוותיו וציוונו לעסוק בדברי תורה, לעסוק בדברי תורה. Sweet as honey, sweet as honey, sweet as honey on our tongue. Sweet as honey, sweet as honey, sweet as honey on our tongue.
Would someone at home do me a favor and give me a thumbs up to let me know you can hear me? There it is. That just makes me feel so much better. Not you, Lee. But I like that Lee feels at home. I said, can someone at home do it? And right here in the sanctuary, up went his thumb. This almost feels like normal. If you just take away the 31 computers that are online and all the technology sitting up here and the huge spaces in between people and the plexiglass in between us and the masks on our faces and
There's still no one sitting in the first two seats, though.
And the first two seats in the room are still vacant. Some things never change. But tonight, this is a taste of normalcy. This is what we do when we want to hold on to tradition. And the tradition tonight is that we are celebrating some of our most committed families and the students that they have brought up. For some families, it's their last student in a row. For some, it's the first. But for all, we've got a room full of pride. Temple Sinai couldn't be prouder. Through the most difficult year that we could have imagined, our program stayed strong. Every week that we met as a Shift Tichon Sinai program, we had so many computers. It was amazing. And it became clear to us that you needed us as much as we needed you. So this evening, as difficult as a week that we've had, with the news coming out of our other home in Israel, and as difficult as a time of year it is for all of our students who are doing AP exams and finishing the semesters, and as difficult a year as it's been, we put all that aside because now it's Shabbat. Now we celebrate, and I'm really looking forward to this evening's service. To begin with, I'd like to invite Mora Erica to come on up to light Shabbos candles for us. This was her first year in this position, and holy cow, she held Temple Sinai together better than I would have ever dared hope. So Mora Erica is going to light us some Shabbos candles, and we'll all join together with Cantor Micah in the blessing.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav mitzvotov, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
In the chat boxes and with the people around you, find the right way to wish a Shabbat Shalom. One of my favorite scenes in the stories of Alice in Wonderland are when she's asking the Cheshire Cat, which road shall I take? And he says to the young girl, well, where do you want to go? And she said, I don't know. And his response was, well, then it doesn't really matter which road you take. Part of what the Tichon program is designed to do is to have these kids actively engaged in thinking about who they are, and as importantly, who they want to be. And so one of the things that we do each year, and those of you who've been with us through previous confirmation celebrations, remember that we ask these students to write for themselves a personal vision statement. And the personal vision statement has 2 copies, both of them signed by Cantor Micah and me. Each one is identical. One of them rests in the hands of each student who wrote it tonight. The other one stays here with me, and it finds its way to a folder. And 10 years from today, our students will find this in their mailbox, a chance to revisit what they wrote way back in 2021. So for the rest of you, think about where you're going to be in 2031. You think about that while Nora Amsalam comes up and shares tonight's first vision statement with us.
Judaism has played a major role in my life, and I expect this to continue in the future. I have gained a lot from being a part of several different Jewish communities, but in particular, I have come to realize that Judaism should never be forced upon me. It should instead be something I feel personally connected to. I have a stronger connection to Judaism when I choose how I observe it. I gain less when it is forced upon me. I love having the freedom to choose the role of Judaism in my life. In the future, I hope that the Jewish values which I have been taught will influence my life decisions. Quite honestly, it is hard to picture what my future will look like. I'd rather not plan every detail of my future. It seems easier to wait and see where life takes me. However, I do have aspirations, goals, and hopes for my future self. Broadly speaking, I hope to have a successful career, whatever that may be. I hope to maintain close relationships with people who are important to me. I hope I keep in mind my true values when making decisions. Ideally, I'd hope to lose all of my insecurities, frustrations, and annoyances. With that being said, I hope I don't strive for perfection. I hope to retain my positive qualities like my attentiveness and honesty. Hopefully, I will grow out of old habits like putting too much pressure on myself. I hope I come to appreciate the little things in life, that I focus more on the positives in life rather than the challenges. Having shared all this, I've come to understand that my personal vision in one sentence is to live life to the fullest and to surround myself with those who make me smile.
You know, it's funny, Nora, your little sister also told me that she hopes you leave some of your annoyances behind. That was so weird. In any case, Maura Erica is going to come and give Nora a big bag of goodies. And in that bag, let me just tell you some of what she's going to find. Every kid is going to find the same thing. First of all, a gift from the congregation, what do you call it? A graphic novel version of Pirkei Avot. It's our best wisdom literature. And this is made a little bit more fun and digestible for teens. So she'll find a copy of that. She'll find a certificate commemorating today. She'll find a mezuzah that can go with her to college and go up on her doorposts. She'll find a tzedakah box from Sisterhood and What am I forgetting more, Erica? Oh, and the Jewish Book of Why, a gift from Dick and Alice Firestein, who are so supportive of this program as well. Did I miss anything else that's in there? I don't.
A whole bunch of certificates and things.
Yep, certificates signed by everyone. So congratulations, Nora. Thank you. We're going to next hear from Ben Deutsch, who just walked in the room. Perfect, come on, Ben. We're going alphabetically, so it happened to work out just fine. Take a deep breath, Ben, and share with us your personal vision statement. Go ahead and just read it to us.
Quickly. Okay. So I guess this is my vision statement. I'm personally not sure what I hope to accomplish in my life going forward. By the way, I didn't preface with the questions, so you're just going to have a whole slew of answers thrown right at you. But I'm personally not sure what I hope to accomplish in my life going forward. I've always been sort of a, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it kind of person. Though I would regret it if I were to grow old without before getting the chance to live abroad in a Spanish-speaking country. I've really gotten the hold of Spanish ever since I started back in 7th grade, and the more I learned, the more it dawned on me how cool it would be to fully immerse myself in a Spanish environment and just see what life would be like in a country not only across the world but across an entire language barrier. I'm not very good at many things, but I'd say one of my strengths is getting the hang of things relatively quickly and being at least mediocre at most things with a bit of effort. Some weaknesses I could address are my attentiveness and my poor sleep schedule. I tend to lose focus with things and forget, albeit usually minor, things pretty frequently. And while I've been trying to get more rest recently, I know that I should be getting more. To be really happy in life, I think I definitely need people to spend time with. It's a low bar, I'll admit, but for instance, at the beginning of COVID, I would just do school in my room, on the computer, and then play games on my PC in my room, and go to bed also in my room. And I spent so many days just locked away that leaving only to use the restroom or grab something to eat, it was very lonely. I was enjoying it at first and it was peaceful, but I soon grew tired of being alone so much. I was happy, but I wasn't happy. And given the perfect situation where I can be as lazy as I want, play as many games as I want, and with the only independent variable being a lack of human communication, it virtually proved to me that at least that I couldn't truly be happy without my friends and family. In regards to what I hope for the future for my family, I hope that everyone is happy, healthy, and successful. The former two are more important to me, but my sisters both have big dreams and are at least at the start of their careers, and I just hope that they get where they want to be in life. Sorry, I'm still a little panting. Judaism doesn't play too much of a role in my life, apart from synagogue, Tihon, and Sasti, and my life remains fairly non-religious. I don't think I'll ever really be a religious person. It's not who I am. But I do attribute a lot of my good, fond childhood memories to Jewish traditions and Jewish holidays. And I'd hope to give that to my children if/when the time comes. Having shared all this, I've come to understand that my personal vision in one sentence is to grow old, have a happy life, a nice job that isn't too stressful, a small house, and most importantly, family.
Thanks, Ben.
All right.
You can take that with you. That's your copy. And you have a gift bag too, Ben. With that, let's move on with our service to the singing of Lecha Dodi. And whether we are in person or at home, when we get to that final verse, we will rise, again, that last verse, not yet, and face the entrance to see who else might wander in.
Lecha Dodi, likrat kala. Pene Shabbat nekabela lecha dodi likrat kala pene Shabbat nekabela shamoy v'zachor b'dibor echad yishmi'anu el ha'miyuchad Adonai echad Shemo echad, L'shem u'tiferet v'litchila. Lecha dodi, likrat kala, pene Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi, likrat kala, pene Shabbat nekabela.
לקראת שבת, לכו ונלכה, כי מקור הברכה, מראש מקדם נסוכה, סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה, לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה, לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. התעוררי, התעוררי, כי בעורף קומי אורי, אורי אורי, שתדברי, כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה, לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה, לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. בואי ושלום עטרת פלה, גם בשמחה ובצולה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה, בואי חלה, בואי חלה, לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה, לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. And you can be seated. Ben said that Judaism doesn't play a huge part in his life, really just synagogue and Sosti and Tichon. What I love about our students is that I think that every one of them knows that this is a place where they matter. And when they walk in, whether it's physical or virtual, others are going to be happy to see them, and their voice is going to matter. That is the epitome of Shalom Aleichem. I am glad you're here. I want for you everything I would want for myself. Shalom, peace, wholeness, completion. Shalom Aleichem.
Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Aleichem, Malachei HaSharet, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malachei HaMalachim, HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Bochem Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malachei HaMalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Aleichem, Malachei HaSharet, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malachei HaMalachim, HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Baruchuni l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malachei HaMalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Aleichem, Malachei השרת מלאכי עליון ממלך מלאכי המלאכים הקדוש הקדוש ברוך הוא צאתכם לשלום מלאכי השלום מלאכי עליון ממלך מלאכי המלאכים הקדוש ברוך הוא שלום עליכם שלום עליכם מלאכי השרת מלאכי עליון ממלך מלאכי המלאכים הקדוש הקדוש ברוך הוא.
Malcolm, why don't you come on up and join us as well? Malcolm Fenster will share his vision at this point, and I was just thinking about the yearning for shalom that so much of the world feels when it looks at the conflagration that is embroiled the Middle East. So many levels of hope.
Hey.
Hey.
So I didn't write as much as everyone else, but I wanted to give my piece. Over the last year, I have questioned whether I am sure of what I actually want to do with my life. I've improved my skills at music composition and writing, but those both seem more of passions than possible careers. I've often seen other people's constant desires for help as distraction or nagging, yet I still offer my assistance with others' issues because I feel it is a requirement of people living in a society to care for each other, and I feel a sense of pride when helping others. I have to be completely honest, I'm overly emotional. I overreact a lot and tend to purposely isolate myself from others, tuning others who I love and hold dear out of annoyance or to focus on work or passion. On the opposite side of things, I act outwardly goofy with others to the point where I feel socially awkward or that I'm not acting my age, just so I can feel the ability to connect with others. This theoretical middle ground is the future that I desire. A future where my own problems are of equal importance to everyone else's and I don't push my work away for others or vice versa. A future where I can balance not work and life, but work and empathy. Life is, of course, also important. I want to push myself, to challenge myself, to build up and manage this, in my opinion, seemingly impossible balancing act. Having shared all of this, I fully believe that my personal vision, in one sentence, is a world where being myself means being kind and a hard worker, not one or the other. Bye.
Bye. Malcolm, there you go. Congratulations, Malcolm. Thank you. And we'll invite Max Fink to come on up and share his vision as well.
Good evening. Shabbat Shalom. As I stood on top of Masada with my parents and sister close to me, less than a year after my bar mitzvah, I realized Judaism plays a very important role in my life. Being Jewish has always revolved around my family. On holidays, I'm always surrounded by my family. My grandparents, aunts, uncles, and parents continue to show me some of the key pillars of Judaism: family, God, and helping others. My great-grandfather, a World War II veteran, inspired my mitzvah project, which I started long before my bar mitzvah and still continue to this day. I continue to expand Pizza for Heroes because I am honoring my grandfather and other Jewish war veterans who fought for my existence. Judaism teaches us to help those who are in need. Tikkun Olam. As a student in the agri-science program at West Hill, I've been able to blend my love for the ocean and interest in marine science. I look forward to studying marine science in college in the next few years. I picture myself helping our oceans and with our marine conservation by saving our marine ecology and coral reefs. Judaism gives me hope, understanding, belief in people, and the ability not to hate. Having shared all this, I've come to understand that my personal vision, summarized in one sentence, consists of my family, helping others, and healing the world as the essentials, what makes up who I am. Thank you.
Amen. Thanks, Max. With that, let's bring in the official liturgy of our service with the Baruch Hu. If you're all able, would you please rise?
Yay la 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 la. Yay la 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 la. Yay la 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 la. Yay la 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 la. Yay la 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 la. Yay la 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 la. Yay la 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 la. Yay la 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 la. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach Baruch Adonai HaMevorach HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed HaMevorach HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed.
Let's remain on our feet. Now is the time to free the heart. Let all the intentions and worries stop. Free the joy inside the self. Awaken to the wonder of your life. Open your eyes and see the friends whose hearts recognize your face as kin. Those whose kindness, watchful and near, encourages you to live everything here. See the gifts the years have given, things your effort could never earn, the health to enjoy who you want to be, and the mind to mirror mystery. As one class of confirmands, amidst one congregation of loved ones, amidst one peoplehood, Israel, amidst one race, humanity, let us all bind ourselves to the greatness that transcends our differences as we utter the words of the Shema. Take a deep breath.
And those of you in the room, I apologize. My computer does not enable all of the pretty fonts over the screen, so but you know what it says. I just totally ruined your moment, Rabbi Jay. I'm sorry. Take a deep breath. Close your eyes. Don't look at the screen. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad.
You can be seated as we continue with Ve'ahavta.
Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם להות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
We continue now with another vision of the future. We'll hear this time from Bailey Gendison.
All right. I've always lived my life by the notion that it is better to live a simple life doing what you love than to pursue something you are not passionate about. I want to accomplish greatness, but I have no idea what I want to do with my life. Topics such as history or English interest me, but I'm not necessarily passionate about them. My goal is to find something that I truly enjoy doing and to implement that into my life moving forward. The problem is, I'm interested in many things, but almost none of them are strongly encouraged at a younger age. I still have a few years to decide what career path I would like to pursue, but I promise that whatever I do choose will be something that I truly am passionate about. I am grateful for my family and my religion because I believe that they have both shaped me into the person I am and the man I will become. The values instilled on me from a young age have influenced my life greatly, and that will never change. Having shared all this, I have come to understand that my personal vision in one sentence is to be great and not to waste my life by doing something I'm not passionate about.
Amen. I feel like I want to say amen after each of these. They sound like something you should praise. Our next vision statement will be from Zoe Goldberg.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
What do you want to be when you grow up? A question almost every little kid has heard, and we hear all kinds of fun answers, like an astronaut, a fireman, a fashion designer, and a prince or a princess. We get to be as creative as possible, and we get to have fun with our answer. But as we get older, and we answer the question, what do I want to accomplish? Things are a little more complicated. So here is what I think I want to accomplish in the future as of right now, as a sophomore in high school. I want to go to college and law school. I want to be a lawyer or a prosecutor. Now, if you ask me to pick which kind of lawyer I want to be, specifically, to be honest, the only answer I can give you is I have no clue. But I can tell you this. I love speaking and debating, and it has become a huge part of my life. It is something I'm good at, and I genuinely enjoy doing. But I want to accomplish more than just a career. Well, I want to love my job. I also want to spend time with my family and friends and to be happy. I want to live in a place where I can see the seasons change, and I want to be successful, have time to work and relax, to love my occupation, but to not be so invested I do not have time for those I love. Most of all, I want balance and a place I can call home, and I want to be connected to my religion the way I am right now. Judaism has played a huge part in the person I have become. It has taught me to learn from my mistakes, how to grow, how to love others and myself, how to look forward, and how to have hope. When I was little, I struggled with Hebrew, and I still do to this day, but I love singing the words I've memorized when I was younger. hearing different stories, learning, and helping others through what I struggled through. So, having shared all this, I've come to understand that my personal vision, in one sentence, is a hope and an idea that could completely change, and an adventure I'm excited and scared to see play out. Thank you.
Amen. Thanks, Zoe. We'll continue now with the words of Mi Chamocha, who is like you, God.
Ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Feel free to clap. Ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. And sing, by the way. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi chamocha nehedar b'kodesh, nora tehilot osei peleh, nora tehilot osei peleh. Ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Malchutecha ra'u banecha bokei hayam lifnei Moshe u'Miriam. Zeheli anu ve'amru Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed. Ya la la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Who is like you? Who is like you? Adonai. Who is like you? Adonai. Ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. ונאמר כי פדה אדוני את יעקב וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו. ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל. And let's continue with the Shamru. Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני, עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפש, שבת ויהי נפש, שבת ויהי נפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
And let me take a quick look here and see. Robert Lebo is not with us in the room tonight, but is that you, Robert, on Zoom with us? Let's see.
Yeah, I'm here.
Robert, we can't hear you.
Um,
Let me see if I can get Robert there. Let me see if that's him.
hello.
Robert, can you say something for us?
Yeah, I am. Yeah, I am saying
Huh.
stuff.
Give me a second. Oh, I know why. Hold on a second. No, that's not going to work either.
We hear him.
Hold a moment. I think the TV might actually need to be on for us to hear you, Robert. Don't go anywhere. Hold on. Thanks for your patience, everyone. Computer is figuring out what it wants to do right now. Okay. Let me see if there we go.
Hello?
There you are. Okay, now we can hear you, Robert. I have your vision statement right here for you. Give me a second here to get it up on the screen. There you go. Can you read us your vision statement, Robert?
Okay, this is my vision statement. My Judaism is important to me, and I'm guided by the 10 Commandments. I'm also very interested in other religions. I also care a lot about others. I have autism. It is important to me to help others understand autism, to let others know that people with autism are very smart, curious, capable, fun, and accomplished. We sometimes may need extra guidance, but we have hopes and dreams of living a full life filled with happiness, sharing it with friends or family. Having shared all this, it's come to my understanding that my personal vision on one sentence is to be myself and to care about others.
Amen. Thank you, Robert. We have a whole bunch of goodies for you, my friend. Maura, Erica has your gift bag as well when you're next here at Temple Sinai with us. So with that, we're going to turn to Callie Morrison, to share her vision statement as well.
Hello.
Hello.
Okay. So when people ask me, where do you want to go to college or what do you want to do in the future? My answer is always the same. I just don't know. As of right now, I don't have a single clue as to where my life is headed or what I want to do with it. When I think about what I want to do with my life, I always end up asking myself, what am I going to be happy doing for the majority of my life? Now, this question leaves a lot to the imagination. However, there was one part that always stood out to me about it, the word happy. When this question is on my mind, I find myself thinking about my parents, my friends' parents, and my grandma, and if they're happy with what they do. Most of the time, the answer is no. They're stressed, overwhelmed, or they could just simply be bored.
Now, these people have made many choices in their lives that led them to where they are today, and a common choice that they made that makes them happy is family. When my mom is stressed or tired from work, we go out and do something or just sit on the couch and watch TV. When my dad emerges from his cocoon of an office during tax season, he is tired and worn out, but once we sit down and have a snack at whatever odd hour it is, he's immediately happier. When my mom and I go out for dinner with my grandma, she immediately perks up when she sees us. It's like magic how being with your family can cheer you up, most of the time at least. So having shared all this, I have come to the understanding that my personal vision in one sentence is to choose the path in life that will make me the happiest person I can possibly be.
Thanks, Kelly. Amen. Folks, we're going to share a silent Amidah now. We're going to rise in just a moment. And I have a question for all of the adults in the room, physical and virtual. When you were 16 or so, give or take, what would you have written? What could you have articulated at that point in your journey about your vision? It's remarkable. Given the opportunity to articulate it, these folks are so inspiring. I don't think I could have summoned the gravitas to step outside myself and look at the whole picture the way that they do, and I'm so proud of them. What would you have written? Let's all rise to our feet and join together for the first line, but then carry on as individuals, reflecting on what you need to reflect upon.
Adonai sefatai tiftachu fi agite hilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise.
I invite everyone but the confirmands to return to your seats. Kids, stay up on your feet for another moment. We're going to sing Kaddish de Rabbanan, which is a blessing that one utters at milestones in their learning. It's an articulation of gratitude to the instructors who've brought you to this point. Sometimes they're formal, like the classroom teachers. Sometimes they're seeing over the whole thing, like Mora Erica. Sometimes they're integrated into all aspects of your life, the way Cantor Micah and I try to be. And of course, your parents, goes without saying. I'm sorry, I should have said. But you're surrounded by these teachers, and you are their students, and you will become the teachers of students yourselves. So see yourself as the middle link of an ongoing chain of transmission.
For our teachers and their students and the students of their students, we ask for peace and loving kindness, and let us say Amen. And for those who study Torah here and everywhere, may they be blessed with all they need, and let us say Amen.
We ask for peace and loving kindness, and let us say, Amen. We ask for peace and loving kindness, and let us say, Amen. We ask for peace and loving kindness, and let us say, Amen. We ask for peace and loving kindness, and let us say, Amen. And you students can now head back over to your parents. You're spread around the room, and if you're not with your folks, go to them now. Parents, go ahead and stand up on your feet. And I don't know if I'm still on Zoom or not.
You meant go now.
Yeah, no, like walk over to where your parents are now.
This is your personal invitation to go now.
Oh, there they are. Hey, Stu Madison, put your thumbs up if I'm sharing a screen right now. Okay, how do I stop sharing the screen? Okay, so what I'd like you to do now, parents, is engage in the tradition of blessing your children. We have been focused on how amazing they are, and they are. But they're who they are thanks to you. You have given them the best of yourselves, and here comes an articulation of gratitude for having been so successful. We put the words in your mouth, but they come from your heart. So if you care to, you can turn your hands into the shape of a shin, split your fingers apart and put them on your son or daughter's head and shoulders. And hopefully you can still turn yourself toward the screen so you can read the words of the blessing. But parents together say, Adonai Eloheinu, you are the giver of all we possess, the source of all our blessings. We thank you and praise you. Thank you for the gift of our children. We have watched them grow all these years and have been blessed to teach them and to learn from them as we watch them celebrate this moment of confirmation. Give us the strength and courage to transform that relationship as they begin to need us in different ways. Dear God, help them grow in faith, hope, and love, so they may know peace, truth, and goodness. May their ears hear your voice. May their eyes see your presence in all things. May their hearts be your dwelling place. May their hands perform your work in this world. And now to the rest of us, the parents will offer these threefold blessings, and all of us will respond with the words, Kain Yehi Ratzon, let this be your will. Parents, Cantor Micah delivered this to you and your kids on their bar or bat mitzvah. Now we do it again as a parent of a confirmand. May God keep you, confirmands, and protect you as the rest of us say, Kain Yehi Ratzon, let this be God's will. May the light of God shine on you and offer you comfort as we all say, Kain Yehi Ratzon. And may God's face always look upon you and provide you enduring shalom, peace, as we all say, Kain Yehi Ratzon. You can all be seated. Now I got to figure out how to get rid of this slideshow. I mean, get rid of the screen sharing. Give me half a moment here to make sure. There it is. Okay. I think I've stopped sharing my screen. Is that right, Stu? Excellent. Stu Madison happens to be the one little face that I can see on my screen, so he is the one who's helping me figure out what it looks like from his end. I would just want to say a few words about this moment and about the festival that we use to celebrate this moment, which is Shavuot, beginning on Sunday evening. This is the moment where our tradition says we stood at Sinai. And on this festival, we read the book of Ruth as a part of the tradition. And all of this is designed to bind us to something which happened long ago. We don't know what it is. We don't know what it means, but we know that something happened. Our people formed. And I mention this in the way that I am right now because Ruth is about many themes, but the one that runs through it is, I'm going to say the word grace, which is translated loosely or defined as undeserved love. Boaz is incredibly kind to Naomi when it's not really the norm to behave that way. He steps out of what would be expected and shows compassion and gentle acceptance of a stranger, a vulnerable stranger. In this moment of history, we see an awful lot of the opposite of that expression. Instead of undeserved kindness and love, we see an awful lot of undeserved cruelty and cold response. In Israel, as we sit here, we see it in our country for the last fill-in-the-blank number of years. We see it. And it's not a Jewish value. Jewish value is to look at Boaz and to understand what it is to use your resources to make the world better rather than to make yourself richer, rather than to make yourself more powerful. I'm going to turn my attention back for a moment to Israel because it's on everybody's mind. Does Israel have the right to defend itself? Of course. Of course it does. No sovereign nation can stand the raining down of 1,700 rockets cast wildly, hopeful in the direction of finding innocent life. Of course Israel has the right to defend itself. Does Israel handle that reaction responsibly? In my opinion, absolutely. Better than any country on the planet. They make phone calls ahead of time to civilians saying, we know that there's an arms cache in your building. We will be demolishing your building. Get out. They drop dummy bombs on the roof of buildings to make a loud noise to let the inhabitants know that the next one is going to level the building. Get out. They go above and beyond, and I'm proud of that. This whole situation is horrendous. We got here because it takes two to mess up a relationship. Today, I'm proud of Israel. Getting here, we could have done better, and we can do better getting out of it. When I look at these kids, I call them kids, but they're not. They're not. They're not kids from a Jewish point of view, and they're really not even kids anymore from modernity's point of view. When I look at them, I am at the same time hopeful and terrified because no generation should inherit the kind of challenges that we deliver to you. We will continue to work with you and hopefully hand over the reins to you in the not distant future with less dramatic crises surrounding us on every side. However, I fear that it is going to be a tough go. I pray that you will keep your eye on the values that you're expressing in your vision statements. And it happened once again this year. I tell this story each year, but it renewed itself this year. One of the students mentioned that we were coming up to conformation instead of confirmation. I'm not going to tell you who it is. All the kids are sitting there going, oh, wait, well, who? I bet it was, yeah. I'm not going to tell you who it was. Conformation is in some ways the opposite of what we've sought for you. We've empowered you to look in the mirror and see what's looking back and to honor that in your vision statement personally. But conformation, falling in line with what's done, is right some of the time when what's being done is the right thing. So my challenge to you is to recognize when it's time to confirm your own independence and do what you know is right, but also to know when those around you are doing what's right and to conform to that and add your voice to their efforts. And so now, with the pain and the suffering of so many souls fresh in our mind, loved ones near to us and strangers far from us, we'll turn our attention to the words of Mishaberach. I've got a list of names that I'll share here and invite our virtual members to put the names in the chat box of those they'd like to pray for as well. And we'll pray, because among many other actions, this is included among those that we can take to try. We're thinking of Roberta Saltzer, Kim Brown, Jerry Credendino, Sandra Vargas, Jim Brown, Mike Vecchione, Larry Levinson, Alexa Murray, Dick Firestein, Sally Q, Renee Ferrer, Malcolm Feuerstein, Susan Platt, Daryl Ladden, Robert Gott, Luann Dang, and Sandra Mack, Bonnie Avgan, Jerry Hahn, Sharon Pardo, Adina Jick, all the students who are studying this year in Israel on the Heller High in Israel program, Sanford Klein, and, give me a second, Jack Terrell, Larry Harnett, Maria Felipe, Libby Greenberg, all the people of Israel, the Wexler family, those serving in the Israel Defense Forces, Ella Feuerstein, and anybody whose soul hurts watching the pain emerge around us in the world. We ask your help, God, as we try to make it better.
Mishaberach Avotenu Mekor HaBracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Mishaberach imotenu mekor habracha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
Okay, really, how do I find the screen I want to stop sharing? Man, that is so weird. Okay, hold on a second, I can do this. While I figure this out, I'm going to call on our last confirmand, Sam Sherman, to share his personal vision.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
When God spoke to Abraham in the city of Ur and promised him land, protection, and a nation, Abraham did not have a plan in mind. He was 75 years old, and when God spoke to him, he followed in pursuit of change, not security, in pursuit of prosperity, not stagnation. At this moment, Abraham did not have a plan. He only had a hope that this path would lead him to prosperity. To me, this is the most important lesson that Judaism provides. That is, not to be focused on one goal that you ignore all other possibilities. At the end of my life, I would regret not taking the opportunities that I was given because of the fear that they would not go well. And just like Abraham, who accepted an opportunity and was led to the Holy Land, I wish to take advantage of opportunities that are given to me, even if they present a change. Having shared all this, I have come to the understanding that my personal vision in one sentence is not to be afraid of change and new experiences, and to take advantage of possibilities that have an uncertain outcome. Thank you.
Amen. Thank you, Sam. We count the days of our life. We wander stage by stage through the episodes and the eras of our lives. We can break them into chunks. We can think of elementary school and high school and college and then early career and then marriage and kids and aging. We can break them into eras. But within those, the individual days blend together. Moments stand out in our minds, but generally, the march of time gets compressed into one mass. To try to combat that for little periods of time, we have this tradition of counting the Omer, of pausing each night through the period from Passover to Shavuot and counting a day, 49 days. Well, you'll see, I mentioned Shavuot's on Sunday. That means that only 2 days left in the Omer. So now I invite you all home and here to rise to your feet as we engage in the counting of the Omer. Hineni, mukhan umizuman lekayem mitzvat aseh shel sfirat haomer. Here we are, ready and prepared to fulfill the mitzvah of counting the Omer. Together, Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al sefirat haomer. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, who has sanctified us with your commandments and commanded us to count the Omer. Hayom, Shmona v'arba'im yom, shehem shisha shavuot v'shisha yamim la'omer. Today is 48 days, which are 6 weeks and 6 days to the Omer. And we'll stay on our feet at this point and continue with Aleinu.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסד הארץ, ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושכינת עוזו בגבהי מרומים, הוא אלוהינו ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
Let's stay on our feet. And for Pete's sake. Why can I not figure this out tonight? I have not been the rabbi of Temple Sinai long enough to have done any of the brisses or baby namings for these confirmands. But if any of you have been with me at namings that I'm a part of, you'll recall that I have a Havdalah candle lit and a reading that the parents use to acknowledge that this little baby is who he is, or who she is, because of the loved ones who came before them. That without them, we couldn't have this sort of chain of transmission. So think for a moment, if you would, parents especially, who made you, you? And who made them, them? And who, gone from this world, would be so proud to see what's happening here this evening, to be a part of this? Maybe you believe that they are somewhere looking down on us. Maybe that's not your theology at all. It doesn't really matter. But who are you thinking about this evening who would have liked to have been here and a part of this? We honor them with words of Kaddish. The tradition is to name our loved ones, and this morning we lost Dick Boris, who is Jamie Boris's father. We haven't buried him yet, so we're not saying Kaddish yet, but we are remembering the yard sites, the anniversaries of the losses of Rima Brower and Selma Bubel, William Cohen, Richard Cryer, Ann Edelman, Marion Eppinger, Rosalind Epstein, Charles Firestein, Ethel Kramer, Rita Lafata, Hilda Levitt, Irving Mathis, Evelyn Rakos, Rabbi Samuel Silver, Barney Silverstein, Abraham Slivka, Mary Smith, and Deborah Reintraub. We bless their memories. We sanctify ourselves because of their memories, using the words of our tradition as we say together, Yitgadal, v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, ve'alma divara chirute v'yamlich malchute, v'chayechon uvyomechon, uvchaye dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala uvizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehe shmei Rabbah mevorach le'olam ul'almei almaya, Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yithadar v'yitaleh v'yithalal, shmei dekudsha b'richu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehe shlama Rabba min Shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'imromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, v'imru amen. You can return to your seats. As I share a few words of announcement, some of them for everybody and some of them not. Tomorrow morning at 9 a.m., we have Torah study as always. We're still on Zoom, though soon enough, I think we're going to have an in-person option for those who care to. No experience necessary for anyone who's curious. Tomorrow morning, we have services at 10:30, led by Alana Harper, who's becoming bat mitzvah this weekend. And because of COVID, she delayed celebrating becoming bat mitzvah, but she was old enough to matriculate into the Shif Tichon Sinai program. So she's been a part of our class for this year, even though she's only celebrating the becoming bat mitzvah tomorrow. And then tomorrow night at 7 p.m., we have a fantastic opportunity. Come for Havdalah at 7. We do that every week. But then Fran and Bob Dorff have made it possible for us to bring in a dueling piano pair. These two guys are so fun, and they'll give us a concert tomorrow night. They'll take requests, and you should definitely come and be here with us. On Zoom. On Zoom. Yes, sorry. Come meaning like virtually come. On Sunday, we have our last morning of religious school for the year. And look at that, Maura Erica still works for Temple Sinai. Not that, no, wait a second, that came out wrong. What I meant is, I'm so pleased that you didn't run off screaming, having tried to pull off a year like this. Not that she didn't make it, not like that at all. Then, this is the announcement specific to only some of you. At 2 o'clock, I would love for all of the confirmands and all of their parents and all of their siblings to join Cantor Micah and Maura Erica and Larry and me, and I think even Jane and her husband Gerard are going to join us at my house for ice cream in the backyard. Just a little time to hang out. In the old days, the confirmation class used to go out for dinner together beforehand or do something special. And darn it, we're going to do something special. So I hope that everyone will come and join us, even if you didn't let me know ahead of time. Then at 6 o'clock, yes, Sosti has a get-together in person here at the temple, actual get-together. And then at 7:30, I mentioned that it says 7 here, but I think it's 7:30. Yeah, at 7:30 on Sunday night is Shavuot. And so we're doing what's called the tikkun. It's an opportunity to learn, and we're going to weave music through it. It'll be about probably less than an hour. We'll read the 10 Commandments, which is a part of Shavuot as well, and would love for you to join us on Zoom that night as well. You're going to have to bring your own cheesecake, though. The building is closed on Monday for the festival. And then next Friday night, there's no service here in the building. It's all virtual. And Jeff Pardo has been the circle leader for the Temple Heads. These are a group of people who love listening to the music of the Grateful Dead. Actually, it's more than listening, isn't it, Jeff? They love living the music of the Grateful Dead. And they've crafted a service experience for us, and I have no idea what to expect. So I am really looking forward to next Friday night. Yeah, just keep in mind that we'd love for you to come on June 13th virtually for the annual meeting. That's at 10 a.m. in the morning. It's just a great chance to see what the temple's been doing this year, to hear about the financial health of the congregation, and to watch us vote in and welcome our new board. We're also making some bylaws changes, which are, excuse me, significant and important, and we'd love for you to come and be a part of that. Ways of expressing who we are. Are there any other announcements that I should have thought about making, or that you'd like to make? Anybody? I'm looking for hands in the room or hands in the Zoom rooms. I don't see anything. Okay. In that case, I think Michelle. Yes, thank you. Sorry.
June 3rd, we're Zooming with author Johannes Moore for her new book, At the End of the World, Turn Left.
So that's a sisterhood event? Sisterhood is having a Zoom event with an author whose name is Zahana Slor. Her book is called Turn Left at the End of the World, or Turn Left, yeah. It's a mystery, and everyone should come. Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for the patience. This delivery of services requires a little extra as we figure out the kinks in the technology, and everyone at home, you're so patient. Everyone here in the room, thank you, you're so patient. Let's close out our service with the singing of the song using the words Lador Vador, from one generation to the next generation. And obviously, you look at the kids, both the big kids in the room and their young siblings, and the parents and grandparents who are watching from wherever they are, and you know that something is happening here. We're a part of something very special, something holy, and something timeless.
Lador vador nagid God lecha. Lador vador we protect this chain. From generation to generation. L'adore, vador, these lips will praise your name. We are gifts and we are blessings. We are history in song. We are hope and we are healing. We are learning to be strong. We are words and we are stories. We are pictures of the past. We are carriers of wisdom, not the first and not the last. L'adore, vador, nagid God lecha. L'adore, vador, we protect this chain. From generation to generation. L'adore, vador, these lips will praise your name. Looking back on the journey that we carry in our hearts, from the shadow of the mountain to the waters that would part. We are blessed and we are holy. We are children of your way. And the words that bring us meaning, we will have the strength to say. L'adore, vador, nagid God lecha. L'adore, vador, we protect this chain. From generation to generation. L'adore, vador, these lips will praise your name.
And with that, it is my truest and purest hope that you all enjoy a summer of renewal, of recovering a life that looks the way you want it to, that you get to laugh a little and hug a lot, and that next year, the unusual nature of this year will be a memory, but one that has left its mark on you, a mark that leaves you stronger and clearer headed and more focused on what matters. And if you need any help remembering that, just ask one of our confirmands. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Confirmands, don't leave. We need a picture.
Yes. Shabbat Shalom, everyone at home.